Hey guys, thanks for joining. I just wanted to let you know that I've been sick with strep throat and I have been unable to record any videos telling you what's happening. But even though I'm still sick today, I wanted to let you know what's happening right now with Barcelona and financially what they're thinking of doing. As you recall from a video we uploaded from May 26th, we told you about the brutal landscape that the club is facing and is currently in. Barça needs to come up with 590 million euros by June 30th. No small feat to be in compliance with La Liga financial fair play rules. This is the current budget deficit, as you recall, but not the debt that the club has, which is somewhere between 1.1, 1.3 billion euros. So keep that in mind. This is just for the short term budget deficit that the club has that has reached up to 590 million euros, and that La Liga is looking to close as they look to close the Liga year by June 30th. As you may have known, yesterday President John Laporta rejected the deal with CVC partners yet again. This deal has been in the news for over a year now, and it's the deal that La Liga president Javier Tebas negotiated with CVC partners. The deal would have brought 270 million euros up front to the club and increased the salary cap, as Tebas would have shown more flexibility for the club. Just a little more background on the CVC deal. This was a 2.4 or is a 2.4 billion investment deal between La Liga and CVC partners to enhance the global growth of La Liga and its clubs. In return, CVC would receive 8.2%, and this is crucial, 8.2% of La Liga's broadcast revenues for the next 50 years. 50 for the next 50 years. The first installment of the funds has been distributed among the clubs through Boost La Liga project and will be used for technology innovation, internationalization, and sporting growth initiatives. So this is the deal that Laporta rejected because he did not want to cede control of broadcast revenues to CVC for the next 50 years. They had been negotiating to make sure that the deal was a little better for Barcelona, but in the end, they could not bring down the number of years that CBC was going to be in control of 8.2% of the broadcast revenues for La Liga, including Barcelona, if they would have signed on. So, where does this leave the club? Well, there are currently a couple of different levers. The first one is BLM, and this deal, according to Adrian Sanchez of Más que Pelotas, which is a very, very successful channel on YouTube, and he's got amazing sources and within the club. So according to Adrian Sanchez, this BLM deal, which is Barça licensing and merchandising, is nearly complete and would bring in the club 200 million, like we talked about. The deal would sell, this is the detail. The deal would sell 49.9% of the Barcelona licensing and merchandising operation in return for those 200 millions that I told you. A group of companies, including Fanatics, which is a huge company here in the U.S., Fanatics, which would purchase the stake, which could lead to increased sales, as they are one of the major players in the U.S. and around the world. Similar to so this is the first lever, which is pretty close to being completed, according to, again, Adrian Sanchez from Más que Pelotas. The second lever would be similar to the CVC deal. and this is currently being negotiated. The board is looking to sell up to 25% of broadcast rights to Goldman Sachs for around 600 million euros. Now, it remains to be seen for how long Barcelona would cede these broadcast rights and what the percentage would be. Those details are being discussed, I'm positive, at the moment, and I'm sure when they strike a deal, something will be announced by the club. But these transactions, both of these levers, as President Laporta has called them, will need to be put to a vote in the upcoming assembly in mid-June. Don't forget, Barcelona is a democratic club, and it has voting members that vote on many different things related to the club as an assembly. So the board has called an assembly to vote on these two levers and maybe others. And I believe the date is June 15th or 16th, but we'll let you know when that happens. Last but not least, the third lever that the board is looking into implementing is perhaps the most difficult one, which involves convincing players that haven't signed new contracts to restructure their deals and lower their wages, which is similar to what they did when we were in the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic. These are hard decisions, for players, for agents, for their families. But not just that. The club is also looking into selling big names as well. The biggest one on the market would be, no doubt, Frankie de Jong, who's been at the club for 3 years and was bought from Ajax for 75 million euros. So that's what's happening. I just wanted to let you guys know that. I'm going to put more links down below, so you can follow along and read. But this is what the current situation is. Unless we have a final deal with Goldman or CVC, if it can be restructured in a way that's more beneficial to Barcelona, a lot of the signings that we talked about won't happen. So we're not even going to talk about Lewandowski, other players. Barcelona can't register players that are even coming for free on a free transfer. So these are the dire straits that the club finds itself in. But again, as I've said in previous videos, I have no doubt that the current board is prepared to ensure that we get through this. And as I find out more, I'll bring it to you. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. But this is a crisis right now for the club. But I think that if they successfully can pull off these several levers that they have at their disposal, then we should be able to bounce back in the next couple of years. But that's it. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And as always, Visca el Barça.